guys, welcome back to the channel. We're at Sebring International. I kind of ran late to do my intro, so it's gonna get a little loud here. Wanted to give you guys a quick run through the car before I went to the track. So for those of you who haven't been keeping up with the Evo, I took the Evo to its first track outing to Homestead Miami Speedway down in Homestead, Miami. And it went really good, but we had some issues. We had some fuel starvation issues that first started at half a tank on left hand on this one particular long, like compound left-hander, and then it became worse and worse. Then it was 5/8 of a tank, then 3/4 of a tank. So in a previous episode, I installed a surge tank as a radium surge tank kit. Okay, I already had the radium in tank, the fuel pump mount. Okay, so that kind of worked okay with that. And then I did already have the seat already mounted, but I didn't have the harness or the harness bar. So I did mount the harness and harness bar. So for this track day, I'll have that ready to go. And a couple updates up here. I was having issues with the blow valve. I had a tile blow valve, and honestly I changed the spring, but I still really wasn't happy with it. So I just went and got a new OEM blow valve. I changed the charge pipe. The charge pipe was ETS steel. Nothing wrong with it. It's just, you know, on the heavier side. And since I wanted to change to the stock style, then, you know, I just got this JMF aluminum piping. Then I also changed the heat shield, just because I wasn't too much of a fan of all the bling. I don't really like all the shiny stuff here. I had this coated the same coating as the manifold and all that stuff. It doesn't look, you know, super nice, but we'll see. So anyways, you know, I'm not 100% sold. That may stay, but that may not stay. Okay, and I think eventually I'm going to have this fabricated and then maybe recirculated into here. It does help re-spool the turbo on upshifts. So goals for the day are really mostly to have fun, okay? Not break the Evo primarily, okay? But you know, I have a good amount of experience at this track. This is definitely my favorite Florida track, and it's one of the top 3 tracks for me. So I would like to be in the 220s. I don't think I'll be able to get into the low 220s, but I'd be happy with anything 220X, even the 229 I'll be happy with. Okay, I think it's doable. I think it's realistic with the power to weight that this car has, and seeing that I already know the track layout and everything like that. So we're gonna go out, we're gonna do a couple laps on the warm-up, okay, and then I'll bring you guys along with some laps at Sebring. All right, Josh, ready for the insane speed of the Evo 9? This first morning session is probably gonna be the money session, but it's probably gonna take me more than a couple of sessions to really get in the groove, you know?
Yeah.
I'm so used to the Corvette, and the gearing on this is so short, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So much shifting.
Yeah, and then, you know, heel towing and all that, you know? So,
welcome back to my world, Clint.
yeah, I know.
It's all, you
Yeah, that's the thing, like the Camaro and now the Corvette, you know, it does it perfectly for you, you know?
Yeah.
All right, guys, so unfortunately my GoPro failed me one more time, and I lost the footage of my first session at Sebring with the Evo. So it is what it is. I'm super bummed out about that. You know, I really wish that GoPro would do something about these heating issues and things like that. And honestly, it was a pretty cool day. It was in the morning, and I think it was in the high 60s, low 70s. So anyways, it is what it is. But I do have my lap timer data, and this is kind of what we're looking at over here, just to kind of show you guys that I did run the time that I'm going to say that I ran. As you guys can see here, ran at 2:27.5, which honestly it's really good for the first time out with the car at this track. My personal best ever at this track is at 2:22. 3, I believe, in the Corvette. And obviously the Corvette is much faster, has a lot more power, a lot more tire, a lot better setup, dry sump, all kinds of stuff. So it's a much better setup car for this type of track. This is a long, fast track. So to first session out to get a 227.5 with the Evo, honestly, I'm super, super happy with that. And as I'm going to show you guys here, there's plenty of improvement. So right here on this left-hand side, this is basically like the stats. Okay, max corner G, 1.27, really, really good with a 200 thread wear tire and tane suspension. Max acceleration 1.1, which is honestly pretty good. I didn't think that the Evo pulled that hard. And 0.9 Gs in braking. I was honestly pretty timid with the brakes. Okay, that was one thing that I was worried about the Evo, was that I was going to overcook the brakes and I was going to lose brakes. Max speed almost 140 miles an hour. That's going to be down this back straight. And anyways, these are just some sectors. So let's go through some of the actual lap data. Okay, so obviously here we're starting at the start stop line, the front straight. Here, as you guys can see, I lit off pretty early. Okay, so really I should kind of like where the cursor is now, around this bridge. There's a bridge here. Okay, this is kind of where I should be letting off. And as you guys can see down here in this data trace, I let off way too soon. So I have lots of room for improvement there. This is turn 1. This is as you guys can see, a long left-hander. Okay, so this is definitely taxing and testing that surge tank setup, taxing the fuel system for that fuel starvation issue. Okay, so I thought that if I was going to have any fuel starvation, it was going to happen here or around this area. Okay, happy to report that I ran the Evo down to even the low fuel warning light, and I had no fuel surge or no fuel starvation. So that's a huge plus. So anyways, turn 1, and this is kind of going through the whole track. But as you guys can see, like right here, I'm pulling a good amount of Gs, 1.1 Gs there. And this is a pretty slow turn at 53 miles an hour, 1.7 Gs, again, 55 miles an hour. Got this long sweeper over here. And here I did think I got pretty close to the bridge. I want to start braking at this bridge. That's what this blue line here is this bridge, okay, going into turn 7. So I think I did a pretty good job there. And start braking there. I could go probably a little bit deeper. Okay, and this is the slowest turn in the whole track. Okay, we get down to 40 miles an hour, 39 and change miles an hour, but we're turning really tight. So as you can see, we're pulling 1.1 plus Gs right there. Okay, so this is definitely taxing the oiling, the oil pan and the oiling system. Okay. I think this turn, and then later on this big turn 17 here, this compound turn, is what really tests the oil pan and the oil starvation. And again, happy to report that I did not have any low oil issues or anything like that. Okay, so going through the rest of the lap, pretty mundane stuff. So anyway, some of the key parts here is going down the back straight. This is where we got almost 140 miles an hour. Okay, and again, I let off way too early. Okay, as you guys can see right there, that's the red trace is mile an hour. I should be accelerating all the way out to here. Okay, so I let off way early. So huge room for improvement there. Okay, and I think this is another key part right here. Okay, so this is where we pull the max amount of Gs, 1.7 Gs right there. Okay, through turn 17, and this is this long right-hander, super bumpy. Okay, and the Evo did really well. Again, no oiling issues, no fuel starvation issues. Okay.
Dude, 227, first time out at Sebring. Honestly, I didn't think it was gonna happen. I thought it was gonna be 230 maybe, but 227, fuck, I'll take it. So definitely feeling a lot of bump steer. I don't know if you guys see me chopping at the steering wheel, especially over here through like 7 and through 1, and then back there like 16, 14, 15, 16 back there. So definitely getting a lot of bump steer, so I'll have to look into that. But so far, I mean, for the few laps that I did, the brakes felt pretty good. Brakes were pretty good, right? So, and no fade, so I guess the little ducks do work. Hey, she survived. If she survives Sebring, I think we can do more.
Finally, the GoPro decided to cooperate, so we have some good on-track footage. at this point, the car was running pretty hot. It was running like 270 plus oil temps, and something just didn't feel right about the car. So I decided to cut it short and come into the pits.
Got pretty hot though. 270 oil.
I said 210.
No, 270
oil.
Oil and 220 water. I'm gonna go get fuel if you want to get ready.
I'm alright. I forgot the. Oh no. Here, wait.
All right, so 228 best I can muster. Unfortunately, the session before I ran at 227, but the stupid GoPro decided not to work, so I didn't record that one. But 228, obviously there was a bunch of problems and things, so I'm gonna keep working at it. I think well driven 226 should be possible. Eventually I could probably get it to 225 with this setup. It is extremely bouncy, and I'm getting a lot of bump steer, so want to correct that. And then I'm gonna see if maybe stiffening the rear a little bit will make it rotate a little bit better, because right now I'm just kind of plowing through some of the corners. But hey, down to empty basically. The light is on and never hit fuel starvation. Oil pressure looked pretty good. Temps got pretty hot. The oil tank got to 270 and water got to 220. Again, I mentioned this on the last video at Homestead, but this is at the after the thermostat. So basically this is the hottest water exiting the engine going to the radiator, where the ECU measure is at the bottom below the thermostat, so after the radiator basically. So anyways, I think she's doing pretty good. Well, unfortunately I think my day is over. The axle popped again. I'm not sure why, but we definitely lost the axle there. Almost looks like as if the axle actually like came out from itself. What a mess. So I think that's it. Nothing really I could do. The axle's completely busted. Hopefully you guys can see that. I know there's a little light, but see how that hose is all twisted. So it doesn't feel broken. It definitely doesn't feel broken, but it seems like somehow maybe it like popped out from inside of itself. Maybe, yeah, I'm not sure. So fortunately that's the day for me, and I'm gonna have to clean up this huge mess of grease everywhere. It's everywhere. What a freaking nightmare. But that's the evil life for you. Unfortunately, you know, these kind of things happen. I've never really had this with an axle, so I'm not really sure why or what happened, but I'm glad I kind of came in. Well, that completely wraps it up for the day. Josh's manifold cracked in at least 3 of the runners. Right there. And you can see it right there. I don't want to touch it. Right there. That's cracked. That one's also cracked. And hard to see, but that one is also cracked. So those 3 are cracked. We can't really see that one. So his manifold cracked, my fucking axle busted. So that's why we're the only fucking idiots with Evos out here. So, well, you know, the positive is at least your shit didn't catch on fire.
Yeah.
And my axle didn't break on 17. Because if that had broke in 17, that would have been a bad day. Okay, made it back home. At least I was able to drive the car up. This is the weirdest thing, man. It's like the axle looks broken, but I can still drive it. It doesn't really make any noise. So I don't know, I gotta take that apart. But if you guys have experienced this problem with the axles, please let me know what you did to fix it. I talked to some of my friends. Some of them said that I need the like super upgraded drive shaft shop axles, and some of them just said that I need to somehow find stock axles which are discontinued, or at least one of them is discontinued. So anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna have to figure that out and go from there, you know, because hopefully this is not something that becomes a common issue. I've never really heard or seen anybody having this issue, so I'm kind of baffled, you know. I don't really know what else to say. So I'm gonna end the video here, guys. So I'll catch you on the next video, hopefully, you know, with a solution for this and getting this fixed and back out to the track. All right, okay guys, peace.